Welcome everyone to Nicktastic Art. I'm Nick. Thank you very much for being here today. Following along in this series of using the same colors, we're going to actually do a flip cup in this one. And I'm super happy that I decided after doing the first one with the exact same color palette to add in a gold to just combine with the rose quartz Caribbean pink to really enhance the lightness. And this flip cup turned out exactly as I wanted it to. So please come along on the journey and enjoy. Okay, let's get started here. We're going to leverage the same type of colors that we've used in the most recent pour. And one of them is a custom color that is a scrape from a table right here. But what I think happened on the last one is that I needed a little pop beyond this rose quartz combined with the color art, or the rose quartz color art with the Caribbean pink. So that's a pre-mix that I made here. And so I brought into the equation a gold. Now this gold is a custom gold that I basically, anytime I mix up golds and then have them remain together for a while, I put them in my gold mix jug. So this could be any number of gold mixes, but I think that a lot of people have a preference for their gold mixes currently, and whatever gold you want to use is perfectly fine. So I've got my silicone bowl here, and I'm actually going to do a flip cup for this one. And I am going to do it on a white base, but we'll see if we end up having any white, because with my flip cups I tend to always have enough paint to cover the canvas and run through the end. So in terms of color order, I am going to do this one first. It ends up being whatever's at the bottom of the cup ends up being on the top. And then I'm going to follow it with the darker one. And I'm actually going to keep the pink and the gold together, because I think that that will have a little bit more sparkle and shine, and then I'm going to work the indigo in. Now I am going to do it on a white pillow, and therefore I do want to put this down first, and you guys will see everybody has their own approach to doing a pillow or not a pillow or stretching it out or how they like to flip. I always like to have paint there first before I flip. We are going to do multiple layers, so you're going to watch me layer the cup as we go here. So getting that right there together. Next is going to be the Prussian blue. Love that. Very, very pretty color. I am going to follow it with some white. I like the interaction between white and the Prussian blue. So we're going to just do a little bit more white there. Perfect. And then I'm going to take that rose quartz combination with the Caribbean pink, and I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to put a good amount here. So we've got that color really interacting. Excellent. Okay, might end up with some little bit of a purple tint here at some points. I am gonna maybe, let's layer that gold like we said together with the pink, because your color layers are so critical to how these end up coming out. And then we're gonna go with a little bit more white and go to the indigo. Whoops. Now, one of the things I would say also is that I'm going to do one more layer. I think that would be plenty of paint for this little baby canvas. I neglected to tell you guys, I am working on a 12 by 12, which is the smallest canvas I've ever poured on. I am a big canvas person. I love working on the big canvases, and that's what I typically do. 16 by 20 is the smallest one I like to approach. But in this case, I got a few little ones so we can kind of sample some things and do a little learning with some colors together. So again, I do want to express thank you very much for joining me on this journey. Art is very much a unique perspective item that people respond to very viscerally, emotionally. You have a reaction to art. Whether you love it or hate it, it's really not important, because everybody will have an approach and an opinion to that art. And really that's what it's all about, right? Is getting that response to feel, you know, what's happening with this? Where are we at with this? We're going to put that Prussian blue in. I'm going to put the white, And then I'm going to do the two last colors I'm going to have, which is basically that rose and the gold again, stacked on top of each other. So there's the rose combination, Caribbean pink and the rose quartz. And then I'm going to come in with that little bit of that gold to really just pop that. So there's my cup. Interestingly enough, I know you're like, what? She's already put the pillow down. She can't flip her canvas. I don't mind if a little bit comes out. So I am just a quick flip person. Boom. That's how we're going to approach this. It really does some unique things when you take that approach. I am going to corner out though, right? Give it paint to slide on. It definitely, I don't want it rolling over itself. I'm also going to take the approach where I pull this cup a little bit as we set it up. So a little bit of a flake there on the canvas. All right, so as you can see, there's already some escaping on this side as well. I'm gonna actually bring the canvas closer to you guys so you can have a better look as we open this up. I don't know about you guys, but I always take one cap off. For some reason, just one is always doing its own thing. All right, let's bring this a little closer. Let's take a look at how this is gonna react. And we're gonna pop it a little bit, get some color out, and then I'm gonna pull. Now I like to swirl through, and definitely you can see that's way more than enough paint for this little bitty baby canvas. Again, I normally use 16 by 20 or greater. Interesting, left at the bottom of the bowl is super pretty. It's beautiful. All right, so we're gonna let that think about what it wants to be here for a minute. Develop, think about what you want to be in life. Isn't that always the question that we were asked? What do you want to be when you grow up? Certainly art has always been in my life. From way back when I was younger, my sister, who is no longer with us unfortunately, she and I took an oil painting class when we were very young. And I remember thinking that some of the names of the colors were very, very interesting to me. I'm like, should it be named that? I'm going to put this color off here to the side and move a couple of these other ones so we can kind of take a look at what's happening here. We do have some air bubbles, so I'm going to go ahead and hit it. Ooh, that just got a whole bunch more air bubbles. And this, again, if you're looking for cells, one of the best ways to go about that is to have your paints be different. So you saw I had a Soho, you saw I have I'm not certain how that's pronounced. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's French. Chardin, definitely. But obviously with this gold being a mix, we're gonna get a lot of different reaction here. And so you see a lot of the gold is popping through because this is a mix and that density is gonna be different. I love where the pink's coming out. I think that's super pretty. I'm not gonna wanna do crazy stretches with this. So we're gonna just take this very slow and easy and start moving the paint. So let's figure out where he's living here. All right, so that you can kind of see where the weight of the paint is. So we don't want to take it too far, and I'm going to roll it just kind of throughout to keep some of this looking similar. Yep, we're going to roll down here. We've gone over that one side, which is okay. Taking it all the way over here. Come on. All right, so I don't want to lose any more of that. I'm going to bring it back center before I head down to the corner. And I'm going to go off that corner first, the one closest to you guys right there. Excellent. All right, we're going to bring it back. I love that bit in the middle there. I don't want to lose this right here. I think that's super pretty. So we're going to come all the way back and we're going to go down once we've shifted that over to the far side. And we're going to pull that back as soon as that hits the corner. Right there. Excellent. I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see what's happening here. Woo! Okay, perfect. Then we're going to head down to that corner. I've still got the weight of the paint on this right-hand side or left side to your guys' view. Excellent. So now we're going to set, you can see how much paint is still on the canvas. Hopefully I didn't just lose you guys in that view. So you can see we're just working now for composition. Whoops. So where do we want this paint to ultimately live? We'll see if I've got still too much on it. But as I'm looking for this, I love that little vein right there, the indigo. So pretty. I love the little striations that happened there. Obviously got to fix my corners. I'm not worried about that. I think we might actually move this direction. So we're gonna shift the weight of the paint down and bring it across if it's wanting to move. Yep, it's gonna move for us a little bit. So we're gonna keep going this direction. You can see it's moving there. Not a lot of movement though. We might get away with leaving that. I do like those little bits of the gold and the pink bubbles there. They're just kind of living on that corner. All right, let's take a look at that. Let's see what we think. I like that. I think that the deep Prussian blue is going to dry really nicely. I'm going to take my similar color here from the bottom. I will end up scraping all this paint. I think it's going to make a beautiful color. But I do like to evaluate the color that's on the corner and make sure that we're working in the same space as that. In this case, because that's already striped right there, I think we can get away with this. Bringing that up to that side. Perfect. I do have tape on the bottom of my canvases, obviously, and also the big thumbtacks that I think a lot of people use and enjoy. And then from this perspective, we're going to get something with a little more of that pink in there on that side. Perfect. Oh, the gold shimmer that is in there that's what it needed. Definitely what it needed. All right, let's move this over just a minute. I've got pretty much a clear go here at whatever color I want to put on this corner here. And we're going to run that down. And check how that is covering. Need a little bit more on that side. There we go. Perfect. Again, I know if you saw my last video, you know I'm not a big fan of gloves. I like to touch and feel the paint. That's super important to me. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Now there is a couple white bubbles that I don't enjoy. So we're gonna get this bubbles popped here. You can see that formed a couple more things, and that's okay to me because I want to evaluate where those are. If you don't like a bubble or a cell that's in a spot where it's messing with your color palette, that's okay. You can take this little, either a palette knife, you can scoop him out, you can change his color by just layering a color over him, as I just did right there. You can swirl him out, you can use a skewer to get him out. Any of those things will work. Just gonna push those in a little bit right there because I like that pink shining through. Like I said, by adding that rose quartz to that Caribbean pink, it really just changed the dimension of it completely. So I'm just hitting a couple of those spots where I think they're too white where they are, and I'm not enjoying them in the process, the overall composition. Same thing right there, and then that's one other one right here. This is not something that I think should be there. One more next to him there. Perfect. Nice. Perfect. Okay, I am going to scrape this color off the table. So here's my perspective. I'm going to bring it down. Well, I'm not sure. We're just going to show you guys this way. So we're going to bring it up and let you see it. Gorgeous. See the shine on that pink. I love it. This could actually go many different ways as I'm looking at it. There's different angles I'm enjoying it at. As bring it around here, let you look at it from that perspective. And then I will bring you back and I will show you the dried results, because to me that's ultimately, I want to see how much that Prussian blue darkens up. I want to see the contrast that we create once it's dry. So I'm going to set this down and we will be back with dried results in just a moment. All right, everyone, here are the dried results. You can see that there is a shimmer and a shine to this. I'm going to come in a little closer. The gold did add a dimension that we didn't see before in the piece where I had just swiped with black. But this one, the rings there at the top, just really nice. Super happy with the way this flip cup came out. Hope everyone enjoyed seeing the dry results. And please find your bliss.